Hi, this is Nat and Zombie, I think we need to talk. Look, this isn't a breakup. It's just, I think we're seeing too much of each other. It's all getting too familiar, and I'm starting to forget what I saw in you in the first place. I need time for me, and you need time for you, to find your purpose again. I don't like seeing you like this. Zombie games, we need some time apart. Okay, so we'll put that to one side, but still zombie games, and that's any game where what seems like very zombie-esque figures make up the primary flavour of enemy. Well, I think there's just too many of them, regardless of how you dress them. They come in all shapes and sizes, from gargantuan to blocky, lumbering to speed freaks. And whether you want to call them zombies, or infected, or mutated, or even if you want to call them fungus, Last of Us, I'm looking at you. They're zombies, and we all know they're zombies. I'm a little tired of zombie games. I'm a little bored of zombie games. I want new varieties of enemies. In my video on Dying Light, I said I'd like to see someone do something new and interesting with zombies. I want somebody to give us a new take on them. Dying Light was a functional game. It did add 2014's new first-person must-have of increased maneuverability in its parkour, but nothing else really new. If anything, Dying Light is a jigsaw of overly familiar game pieces, with parts from every big game of the last 2 years, blended into an ultimately bland paste. And maybe that makes it the clearest example of zombie entropy we face. Maybe we need a different reason, to fear or to pity them. But I'm beginning to think that the only way I'll get to see that is if they go away for a while. They need laid to rest for a bit. They've become ubiquitous in gaming. They're the new Nazis for us to throw bullets at, from way back when those Nazis weren't zombies too. We had a break from evil Nazi killing for a while, and that gave us Wolfenstein: The New Order, with Nazi mechs, and Nazi mech dogs, and a Nazi moonbase. Crazy ideas, mad ideas, but fun and interesting ideas. Zombies have become stale. In several zombie survival games, such as DayZ, the biggest threats are no longer the zombies, but are the other players. That certainly makes the game more fun as you approach each and every player you encounter with weary caution, if you approach them at all. But it isn't doing justice to the zombies. They should be as threatening as the player characters, if not even more so. This is, after all, a zombie apocalypse, not a guys who took all the supplies, and are now holed up in that tower with rifles spawn-killing me apocalypse. The Walking Dead was a great game, but if we remove the zombies from the game altogether, it's a story about people trying to survive, and the dynamic of difficult relationships in high-tension scenarios. The zombies are incidental. The Last of Us was great too, and that's because of the relationship between Ellie and Joel. The zombies are an inconvenient frustration, for sure. But the game's primary motivation is survival, and the zombies are just one of several obstacles, just like limited ammo and crafting health packs. Steam Greenlight is a Unity engine zombie game dumping ground, and it is rife with hordes of the undead. You might say it's infected. You might, but that would be a silly thing to do. So thank feck no one did that. But Greenlight is heaving with terrible half-ideas calling themselves games, many of them zombie-based. And they're in danger of throttling the life out of the few games which may be hidden there, but that's an issue for another day. The main issue with Greenlight here is that terrible zombie game is shorthand for Steam Greenlight. Remember how Braid, I Wanna Be the Guy, and Super Meat Boy were popular, and then every indie game after around 2 years was either a puzzle platformer or a platform hell game, and around 12 of them were actually worth playing, and the rest were dead weight. Well, now it's zombie games. We need to look again at what makes zombies an interesting enemy in the first place. Writers need to ask themselves, why zombies? What is it that they are trying to say that means it has to be zombies? Not aliens, dinosaurs, vampires, or sentient celery with plans for world domination. Is it discussing ideas around being dehumanized? Or perhaps symbolic of rebellion against a prevalent culture? Maybe it's to look at the dangers of marveling at our own greatness as a species. Our hubris. And then, the writers need to ask themselves again, why zombies? And keep on asking it until they've exhausted any other possibility. Zombies are indicative of the absence of creativity in too many large releases of late. They are the safe option. The I can describe the game in a soundbite because it's the only language the brain-dead public understand option. And that's not to say these developers are lacking creativity. Simply seeing the number of genres that zombies have been squeezed into, from first and third person shooters, and survival games, to point and click, RPGs, text adventure, tower defense, side-scrollers. Never mind the number of names and excuses they give for having zombies. These developers are capable of really creative games. They just need to, well, make more use of that creativity. Maybe give us an alien survival game. There's plenty of novels and classic movies, and TV shows that start with a human race conquered by an intellectual, a militarily superior foe. Like maybe an XCOM, Lone Soldier, or, you know, a game where we battle hordes of sentient celery, which want to take over the world. But, as I've said, this isn't a breakup. There are great zombie games, and there is no reason why there won't be more great zombie games. It's just, I'd like to see more creativity and invention when I see another. Familiarity breeds contempt, and I've grown as familiar with zombies as they have with my headshots. This has been Dinoslippers USB. If you liked this video, please consider giving us a like. And if there's anything you think we've missed, or want us to talk about in our next videos, put it in the comments below. And if you really like this video, then please click subscribe.